Hi there. Welcome to She Spice. So folks, you may be in for an uneven ride this year with bits of hearsay whirling that a few prom dark entertainers are outfitting to let the cat out of the bag on her, blaming her for supposedly swiping things from them, and we're not discussing simply any entertainers here. We're talking powerhouses like Mo'Nique Capriccio and, surprisingly, the whole cast of Purple. It's sending shockwaves since, as you know, these aren't precisely obscure names. It's turning into a truly hotly debated issue, and a few people are saying it's about time to pay the piper. The business is by all accounts tired of the Opie air energies, and presently it seems to be a setup of enormous names prepared to ventilate her grimy clothing. Yet what exactly did the Oprah do to these fabulous ladies that makes them tingle to spill the tea? Well, that is the million-dollar question, and we are in general only here to spill every one of the subtleties. So pull up a chair, get settled, and we should disentangle this Oprah secret together. I did nothing. They let me know I ought to definitely fire up with Rhapsody. She just released a tease on how she purportedly made them party day in and day out during shooting. Even Capriccio, who generally stays far from the show, hopped in with the general mishmash, and that says something. It seems like the operation truly put them through hell, and the allegations are flying. Quick and irate from getting lowballed on pay to being left essentially starving on set. Might you at any point accept it? And here's the kicker. They're dishing that Oprah made them journey to set for insane extended periods consistently with practically no security, and they needed to fit into a similar trailer holdup, but wasn't the spending plan for Purple like an incredible $100 million? Where did all that money evaporate? So we should separate them. How on earth did Oprah join to deliver a venture where these gifted dark entertainers were purportedly dealt with? Like peons a head-scratcher without a doubt now. Rhapsody Shucks C's personality in Purple isn't one to remain silent about her sentiments. She directly upset I have never permitted this industry to transform me, and check this, she spilled that there were times when she felt undetectable and dissimilar, to yet she's dropping inside her. Grandmother used to dole out what's the benefit of an individual acquiring the entire world. However, losing their spirit keep on track, child, so I have never permitted this industry to transform me, and there were times you all, I will keep it genuine with you that I didn't feel seen, so Rhapsody has Taji P. Henson's back, and they're both pointing fingers at Oprah Capriccio's essentially undeniable evidence of the entire arrangement, having encountered it firsthand. Now Taraji's tossing some serious shade at Oprah for making the cast roll up to set and lease vehicles every day of the week. Here's the scoop. These entertainers are pulling crazy hours, like we're talking 12 to 15 hours per day, so when they wrap up, they're essentially zombies, and presently they got to stir things up around town in that express. It's a catastrophe waiting to happen and raises the chances of mishaps, no doubt. And get this, no security driving ridiculously late, gambling, getting jacked. In addition, those rental vehicles aren't even theirs. So any dings or scratches, and think about who's hacking up the money. That's right. The entertainers in a New York Times interview, Taraji spilled much more tea about how they were treated on Purple, put she on the right track up. Said the makers maintained that everybody should appear for work in rental vehicles, until she put her foot down. Taraji resembled, hold up, I can't be driving myself to in Atlanta, this is a protection risk. It's hazardous. She didn't stop there. She requested a driver or security, and not only for herself. She told them, assuming you're doing it for me, you got to do it for everyone. Taraji let the cat out of the bag, saying it's stuff she shouldn't need to battle for. She thought back about being on the arrangement of Realm, battling for trailers that weren't pervaded with bugs. And when the fans found out about this rapture, they were on fire, the whole web united to drag Oprah through the mud for allowing this wreck to go down on a task she guarantees meant everything to her. So Danielle Creeks, Oprah, and Taraji all plunked down for a meeting, expecting to public ID up the film. However, at that point, Danielle just dropped a bomb of truth. Turns out in the first, hardly any long stretches of practices, none of the women had their own trailers. No, they needed to share one single trailer for everything. Picture this, zero protection, simply undeniably packed into one space. Discuss a serious absence of regard. However, stand by, there's really, during those overwhelming 12 to 15 hour shifts, they weren't in any event getting taken care of or hydrated. Supposedly they needed to bring their own food from home just to endure the day. Well, that is obscure business not too far off. When Danielle spilled this tea, Oprah looked apparently irritated. Even she immediately went on the safeguard, guaranteeing she did not know what was happening yet when she found out about it. Evidently, it was like, goodness, my terrible, got to fix this. It's practically similar to, she was attempting to cover her tracks, behaving as she didn't be aware until somebody blew the whistle. Now Danielle gave Pierre some credit, saying she helped them out following catching wind of their battles. However, people weren't having it, since how about we be genuine? They shouldn't have needed to shout out in the primary spot. Fundamental necessities ought to have been figured out before it turned into a thing to complain about the entire circumstances of fiasco, and it's marvelous that it took the whole cast causing a commotion on numerous occasions just to finish something, and they put us all in a similar space. As we didn't have our own changing areas at the time, and they didn't give us it. Sorry, miss. We didn't have no food. She had no clue I found out about it. However, here's the kicker: Rhapsodies in the background, allegedly backing up all that Danielle and Taraji spilled. Word on the road is that Capriccio isn't opening up to the world about her analysis of Oppo on the grounds that they go way back. We're talking 2007, when Rhapsody caught the job of Sally on Broadway. Capriccio isn't attempting to make Oprah a foe, openly supposedly stressed over getting boycotted like Mo'Nique, yet in the background she's evidently composing hard for Taraji and Danielle, supporting all that they've set down about Oprah. Good. We should rewind a piece to the Mo'Nique and Oprah standoff, since people can't resist the urge to draw matches with what Taraji is going through now. This show began way back in 2009 when Mo'Nique featured in Valuable, a film created by Oprah and Tyler Perry and coordinated by Lee Daniels, the genuine star. Ted off when Oprah and Tyler concluded Mo'Nique ought to raise a ruckus around town circuit for the film. With practically no check, Mo'Nique wasn't having it and straight up said nah. Not in that frame of mind. As per Mo'Nique, she just got a measly $50K for the entire film, which was scarcely sufficient. Now, they believed her should stream all over the planet, advancing the film free of charge, not on Mo'Nique's watch, but rather Operation PR, and Tyler didn't take her refusal well by any stretch of the image. Rather, they began destroying her standing in the business, turning a story about her being challenging to work with Mo'Nique, spilled the tea, saying Tyler Perry told her you might need to consider advancing this film, since, in such a case that you get named for an Oscar, your next film is $3.5 million, and assuming that you win it, your next film is $6.8 million. Mo'Nique resembled, hold up. I'm a person of color. Where are they paying those pay rates, sibling? She directly up told Tyler, I can't work with the expectation of complimentary. I've done what I should do. I can't go abroad and do this with the expectation of complimentary. They to and fro went on, with Tyler saying he doesn't have faith in giving cash away free of charge, and Mo'Nique terminating back. I don't put stock in working for nothing, so we're in total agreement. It's an exemplary instance of conflict and values, and Mo'Nique wasn't withdrawing when he happened to spill his spill. You realize, I said. Well, listen, you can think of me as the check for me to go abroad. It doesn't matter to me where the cash comes from, however. I won't do it with the expectation of complimentary, he says. Well, I don't have confidence in offering cash with the expectation of a complimentary. I said I don't trust working free of charge, so we were in total agreement. She likewise asserted that Tyler Perry supposedly went above and beyond to play with her acting gigs. As per Mo'Nique, it all went down after she turned down a solicitation to travel to France for the Cannes Film Celebration attached to advancing the film. It is valuable, so check it out. The film studio at first requested that she fly off to France. However, Mo'Nique, with her bustling timetable as a moderator, entertainer, and family lady, deferentially declined. They attempted to improve the bargain by proposing to overhaul her lodging, yet she and her better half stayed consistent, saying, nah, we will invest this energy with our family. When the third call came, they asked what it would take to get Mo'Nique to France. Her significant other straight up asked, is there a number related to it that is at the point when they dropped the bomb that they could never pay for anybody to do advancements for a film? Mo'Nique uncovered she was paid a simple $50,000 for Valuable, and it wasn't really necessary to focus on the cash she joined to do it with her companion. The questioner dove in, recommending she really wanted the cash to take care of her family and cover bills, and Mo'Nique answered it. Feel that is what America says we as a whole say I can't do it with the expectation of complimentary. She made sense of that when the film studio wouldn't pay for her Cannes appearance. They didn't raise a ruckus, however. At that point, the report began flying composition Mo'Nique as requesting and troublesome. The entire situation reduced to a straightforward solicitation that they comprehended couldn't be met. However, unexpectedly Mo'Nique wound up marked. And that is where the show kicked in, comprehended on the grounds that what individuals didn't know was I was paid $50,000 to do the film Valuable, and it truly wasn't about the cash, and I'm not grumbling on the grounds that since I joined to do it with my companion. N says we can't set a priority. Subscribe She Spice for more videos.